until about 8 years old. My mom was a single mom. She pretty much raised me on her own with my grandmother. I was lucky to have them, I think, because a lot of people, the one thing I remember is them, having them to talk to, especially my grandmother. She was always there for me. And my mom, she worked a lot. She worked hard to take care of both of us. So, yeah, it wasn't the easiest. I mean, we were poor. I grew up in East Boston, Massachusetts. So, I mean, we didn't have the most money. I mean, considering everything I've been through, especially, growing up, so, I mean, I can't say poor, because, I mean, we were poor enough that we struggled. I mean, every day was a struggle for all of us. I remember watching my mom and my grandmother crying because money was tight, or, they were worried about Christmas, and I remember stuff like that, and I think today it makes me a much stronger person to remember those things. One big response that finally I said, I'm going to do this on my own, I'm just going to publish this on my own because it's important to me, was someone sent me a query letter, and I got so mad I ripped it up and threw it away, that said, because of your age, we're not going to look into your manuscript further. Now, when you think about that, it seems ridiculous. It's not right, it's not fair, but what else was I gonna do? You just gotta keep going. I began writing sort of as a release. I had always written short stories before, even when I was in high school. That was a long time ago. I wrote a lot of short stories about anything. I loved the mythical, though. I loved everything, like The Hobbit, or like witches and vampires and werewolves. So I feel like every short story I've sort of written has some sort of mythical being in it. Maybe minus one, which has sort of a crime thriller thing in it, which is cool. But yeah, when it was probably in high school is when I really started, and why is just makes me feel good. Writing just brings something out of me, makes me happy. I think the message is love. Like love unconditionally, love impossibly, love forever, because love is the only thing that we have that's never gonna, it's one of those things that as much as, you have love for a family member, you have love for a brother, a sister, a mother, a husband, a child, a cousin, a friend. Love is one of those things where everybody should have it in their life. And if they don't, it's sad. Love is important. Love is everything we have. So I think when you read this book, I think you really need to understand the amount of love that was not only put into it, but the amount of love that you get out of it. I started writing in class, for an English class in college, and she just told us, write something, anything, just get it out. So I wrote, and I started to write something, and it sort of reminded me of myself. So Emma Ward became as an outlet for me. That's why I kept writing. The Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling, fantastic. Stephanie Meyer, the Twilight series, hands up, one of my favorites. I've probably read those books at least 100 times each, to the point of obsession. I think J.K. Rowling and Stephanie Meyer both really inspired me. Also, E.L. James. I know there's a lot of people that'll probably watch this and go, what? Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey. I'm a fan. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I can't wait for the movie. But yeah, no, I think there's a bunch more. Stephen King. He's a New Englander like myself. I think he's fantastic. I just finished the Divergent series, which was great up until the last 20 pages of the third book. And I won't say any more than that because I was infuriated. Other than that, I really enjoyed the book. The books, they were well written, I feel. And they were very, I love the story. I love Triss. I love me some 4, twice. Yeah, no, I enjoyed the story. I think my most selfish desire is that, I want a legacy, and not just money-wise. It's not about the money. I want my kids to have something to be really proud of. I mean, having a mother who's going to school full-time, and I know it's hard on them as much as it's hard on me. So I really want them to have something special. I think the hardest part was probably staying focused. Trying not to make Emma Ward myself, because I related so much with her that sometimes I would almost relate too much and sort of turn her into me. So you have no idea how many times I had to go back and was like, no, I gotta take this out and rewrite it, and I did it a lot. So I think that was the hardest part. But after finishing the first book and starting the second, it's much easier because I already know who Emma Ward is from the first book. I've got her character down. So now she's sort of taking on her own voice in the second book, which is really important. I think the best advice I can give other writers is don't give up, If you send out 100 query letters and you don't have an answer and you feel so strongly about your book, don't be afraid to keep trying. Don't give up. It's so important. Once you give up, you lose. So just try to stay positive, keep going. No, seriously. I think the thing I can say to my readers is to experience my book. I want you to take something out of it that I got writing on. What I got writing out of it was, it took me away. It made me feel good. I felt different, and there was positivity in me. It gave me a lot. So I want readers, when you're having a bad day, pick up my book and just forget about it. Forget about your bad day and get lost in another world. It's good. It's good for you. It's good to read. It's good to experience. It's good to cry. And I promise you, the book might make you cry. So yeah, no, just enjoy it. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you'll read Eternal. It's a great book. Thank you.